Hey, hi. I'm Mona, and this video is for my dream journal, okay? All right, so I did have a dream, not last night, but the night before, okay? And, it was a kind of a happy-ish dream. But then today, as I was walking around, I had like an epiphany of what that was, okay? On my new hat. And, the dream, I'll go over the dream. The dream was about I was working in a place, a retail store, with several other people. It was a happy environment. It was a good environment. Our bosses was a couple, a husband and a wife, and they were Indian, and they were very nice. They had a product that they used there to cover some of the products they have, and it came in a spray bottle, right? It came in a spray bottle, and then once it dried, it was like cellophane. It was really strange. I don't think that product exists, but it was in my dream. And so when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that stuff is good. That stuff is cool, like that's a great product, and if you were to like package up food or something, I said, well, how would you use that on like putting it on food so you could put it in the fridge? And she said, oh, you just take a paper towel, you put it on there, you spray it on top, and then it forms to the glass bowl or whatever bowl you have, and then you could put it there. And I was like, whoa, and then when you peel it off, it was like a cellophane square. It was really weird, right? I was like, I would like to get some of that. I don't know why I said like that, but it was a good product. And she goes, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I can see about getting you some. And I was like, cool. So the end of the workday came, everybody kind of got together, and the lady said, I am going to go to this place where you can get this stuff, this cellophane stuff in a bottle. It's liquid, and it turns, once it hits the air, it turns to cellophane. And she's all, does anyone want to go there to, maybe you want to get something from there because it's like retail price or a special price or whatever. And everybody was like, yeah. So we did like a caravan. We all got into her like minivan. I think it was like 6 people and then the couple, right? And we all got in there, and they drove us to this spot. It wasn't far. We got there, and yeah, we were looking around. Everybody was looking around and choosing things that they wanted to get and everything like that. And then we get up to the place to pay, and the woman, the boss lady, says, it's on me. And I was like, oh shoot, because I picked the jug of the stuff, and then I found 2 candles. And then I'm in line and I'm thinking, oh man, I can't let her pay for this, whatever. Like I was feeling really guilty inside about wanting her to pay for me. I was her employee, and she was my boss, and she paid me well, and she didn't need to do this. I felt a kind of guilt fall over me. And so she started paying for other people's stuff, and they were like happy, like, yeah, thank you. But when she got to me, I was like, no, I can't have you pay for me. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for my own stuff. She's like, no, please let me. And I was like, no. I said, it's okay. I will just get it myself. And then that was the end of the dream. And then this morning, as I was walking, I realized something. That was a happy dream, right? But it also got me to realize that I am not a taker. Like, I don't like to accept things from people, right? I don't like to do, I feel weird to accept donations on my channels. I feel weird to accept gifts from anyone out there. Like, if they want to give me something, I'm like, oh my gosh, like thank you, And I realized where that comes from. It comes from, as a child, every time a holiday came by or a birthday, and this is when I'm young, and my mom, she would, give me things. She would guilt trip me with those things. Like, you're lucky you get this because we can't afford, and da 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 da. So that put me in a mindset of not being able to accept things from anyone, because I think that they can't afford it, or if they can't afford it, I can't take from them, and I'll start to feel guilty. So I'm very bad at accepting gifts from people. That's where that comes from. Because another thing I recalled that happened to me was from the last place at Lake Van. I met some people there. I met a family, but I also met one particular guy, and he's a religious guy. And he actually fixed my computer there. And he made it like brand new. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, so how much do I owe you for the work? And he's like, no, I don't want anything for it. I said, no. I have to pay you for this work. This is your field, because that's his field. And he said, no. And you know what he said? He said, I want to contribute to your missionary work. And that made me think, like, missionary work? Like, what? Because, missionaries go out there and they help others, to find, what do you call it? To heal, or to help them, or whatever. Like, I'm a missionary from the Church of Jesus Christ, right? Those people, you see commercials of that. Those people are trying to get people to be religious, because, I feel like God is a healer. Yeah. I always mention that. I know some people out there are probably like, oh my God, here she goes again. But I can't help it. And it's true. But that guy had me realize, and he said, he's like, you like to give a lot, but it seems like you don't like to take anything. Like, he knew me already. But I didn't give it a second thought until that dream happened. And then I went for a walk, and then I realized that is why I don't like accepting things from people. Like, I do readings all the time out here for people, and I do it for free. I don't ask for anything. I just do it because I want to help them, right? I remember one time when I was at Olivia Park in Texas, and I did a reading for a woman. She pulled up in a truck. The truck didn't look that great, but I mean, in the country, people's trucks kind of look beat up anyways, and so she pulled up, and I did a reading for her. And, of course, during those times, a lot of times when I give people readings, they leave me crying. I don't know why. I think it's because maybe they figure something out. They're happy, they're joyful, but maybe they're tears of joy. I don't know, but people do that usually. But she goes, okay, hold on, wait right here. And she ran back to the truck, and she brought me $50. And I was like, and the reading was only like 20 minutes or something like that. And I was like, no, you don't have to give me that. It's okay. And she's like, no, you have to take it. I was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. But she threw it at me, and she ran away, jumped in the truck, and left. And she told me, in the message later, thank you so much, this, that, and the other. But I was like shocked with that. Like, it's like she forced it on me, because I did not want to take it. And that's what I realized. This is why I have a problem. I have a problem accepting blessings. I really do. Like, somebody put in my mind not to accept blessings. But I do now, like I have now, but I didn't realize where it stemmed from or why I was like that, is because of the guilt trip that my mother or my father put me through whenever they gave me something. It's like they treated it like they didn't have anything, so be grateful. But they pushed it on me in such a mean way that it affected me in my older life. So when that dream happened, somebody wanted to bless me, but I would not accept. Even though the woman was like, no, I want, I still didn't accept it. And that's a sign to me that to stop being that way. Stop being that way. Because there are a lot of people out there that want to give me things or do things for me, or they slip money into my PayPal from the readings and stuff like that. And it's like, it's like a shock to me. And right away, I want to give bonus read, because I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like a certain way, And so I'm just going to focus on whatever I'm doing. I know where the problem stems from now, and I understand, because I always see people accepting things from people everywhere, and they take it no problem, and I feel, wow, that's a freaking taker, You know, somebody who just takes. But, you know, that's not always it. It's because this person has no problem. Well, some people are takers, but some people have no problem accepting gifts, and they're gracious about it, and they say thank you and all that. I have to stop feeling guilty for accepting gifts from people. Yeah, was a problem of mine, you know, and now I understand, you know, now I understand where that came from. And I mean, I'm not going to try to push anybody to give me anything. I'm not going to do that. People will give out of the goodness of their own heart, right? And then if they do, I will accept it graciously, you know, and that's how it's going to be. But I'm not going to push it, because I'm not out here trying. I genuinely want people to heal. You know what I'm saying? I want people to get over their traumas, or however, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? Maybe that is my missionary work, is to help people to get over their traumas and their problems, and to do it through, you know, faith, you know, trusting in God, you know, believing in the teachings of Jesus. You know, I believe it in a different way than everybody else, because I have studied it for the past 3.5 years out here on the road. I have been studying religion, esoteric stuff, and just all kinds of different things. And I've come up with my own conclusion about it. But, you know, that's just how it is. And I believe everybody, you know, if you don't really know about religion, I'd suggest you do the same thing. You know, if you have time, you know, find the truth out yourself. You know what I mean? See what's going on with it. You know, no big deal, right? Anyways, I am really happy about that realization. And I feel like a weight has been lifted, because I understand. Normally, when you don't understand something or why you keep doing things, you feel a big weight on you. But once you figure it out, it's like, oh, that's why it's like this. Then you can make conscious effort to try and not continue that narrative in your life, right? Yeah, not feel so guilty about something that you do, but you won't, you know what I'm saying? It's all learned from childhood, you know, and that's how now I interpret the dream, you know. My sister, the last time I visited, I mean, I spent a lot of money over there. But I didn't want her to spend money on me. But there was a reason for that, though. She don't have no money, and she's with someone who doesn't help her or help her get ahead. She's probably doing really bad on bills and everything. But I tried to have her see that this person is not good for her, doesn't contribute to the house, doesn't do anything but drink and smoke weed and just lay around. And I tried to teach her or tell her to see that, and she just wouldn't. She just called me a mean person. She said I'm being mean. And then she texts me and tells me that he asked her to marry and she's going to marry him. And I'm just like, oh my God. And that's when I had to cut her out of my life forever. You know, I cannot be with someone who doesn't see the truth. You know, I told her straight up what was going on, like what I saw there. And she just thought I was being mean. And you know what? You can't argue with ignorance. I love her. I love my nephew. I hope my nephew is safe. But I can't have that in my life. I can't be stressed out over there about her and what's going on with her. I even noticed myself get a little out of control because I was so frustrated with her. You know, I kind of threw up the table. I was so mad that she can't see this. But I can't hold her hand. And if she wants to marry this person because of some reason or another, someone who is an alcoholic, drink from morning to night, smoke pot, don't help her, lay around the house, doesn't even clean, doesn't do gardening, nothing, I can't have her in my life, because I will not stand by and watch that happen to her. So, I mean, for me, I help people because I could tell that they're struggling. And that's why I gave to her, you know. And then, you know, I remember too when I first left there, like a little bit later, a couple months or I don't know how long it was, but a couple months later, she asked to borrow money from me. And I was like, you have a whole other human being there to help you, and you can't get it together. She has a house, and you know, I don't even know if she bought that house herself. It was probably with assistance from my mom, or it was my mom's house and my mom left it to her because my mom left her the car and everything. And then she turns around and tries to tell me that mom left her nothing and trying to make it out like mom was poor. Mom wasn't poor. She was taking care of herself, and she was taking care of her too. Because once my mom died, things went downhill for her. She started to have to struggle. They had to sell this broken down vehicle in the back. Like, they had to do a lot of things to make ends meet. So now I've come to realize that my mom was keeping her afloat. But she was claiming that she did it herself. That's a whole other story. I feel very bad for my mom. Because, you know, I've come to realize that she is a good woman. She just had a lot of trauma herself that she didn't get over. But she shouldn't have had to die in that situation. You know what I'm saying? But she died peacefully, thank God. And, you know, but it's like I can't trust my sister anymore. She's something's wrong with her upstairs. And I tried my best in the best way I could to try to bring that light to her, but she just doesn't see it. And she's very manipulative and sneaky, and I can't have people like that in my life, even if it's family. And I hated to say those words to her that I told her in the text, well, I can't have you in my life anymore. That hurt. That hurt me. But I mean, I can't be stuck in that. I did my due diligence by telling her what I thought and how I felt. I loaned her money, you know, and I'm the homeless one out here. I'm the one who doesn't have an address or a home. Yet she needs to borrow money from me? This is, you know what I'm saying? I have enough to take care of myself and my dogs, you know what I'm saying? And emergencies happen, I have enough. But for her to be in that situation and not want to see the truth about herself and her surroundings and stuff, I can't help her anymore. I can't help her, you know? It's a sad story. There's a sad story here at the end, but at least I realize about why I do certain things. You know, I'm very helpful and want to help people as much as I can, and I don't want to take from them because I always feel like we all got struggles, you know what I'm saying? And I feel bad taking money, especially from people who might not have it, you know? My sister didn't have it. That's why I was showering her with things, gifts, taking her out, because this person, that guy doesn't do anything with her. I gave her son money. He was so excited, like, wow, he never saw that amount before in his hand. He's like 11 years old. He's never held like $60 before. And I was like, you know, wow. I'm shocked by that, you know. And he didn't want to accept it from me either. He was like, no. So he's going to go through the same thing I went through as a child, feeling guilty to take money because his mother doesn't have it. This is how I came up with all these conclusions. You know, I'm not just sitting out here willy-nilly like, woo, it's fun, you know. I mean, it is with my dogs. But I'm also doing a lot of thinking, and I'm putting two and two. I'm putting the puzzle together to figure stuff out. You know, that's just how I do. That's how I figure out my own healing, because we are all in charge of our own healing. How we choose to do it is everybody's is different. All I can do for anybody is just share my experience and maybe trigger somebody to realize something. That's all I can do, you know, with my own personal traumas and healing. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have to talk about that situation, because that's a totally situation from others. And I hope it helped somebody, anybody out there to realize something for themselves. And I'm Mona, and this was for my dream journal. Thanks. Thanks for watching.